You sent me a card from paradise with coconut trees and a turquoise sea, a nice little note.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Evans and I'm with the Craft Warehouse design team, and I am going to show you how to create these darling mini top hats accessories for small girls. And you can find the supply list at craftwarehouse.com, and you just click on blog, and under tutorials you'll find the supply list of all the things that we're doing today. Our challenge on the design team was to use special papers and embellishments in a kit that was given to us, and this is what I came up with. So there's a lot of details on here. We're going to be looking at how to create the hat and how to create some embellishments for the front. And then when you turn this hat around, you can see that all of the embellishments on the back of it, the painted ribbon and the flowers and the tulle feathers, all of that. And at on the very bottom, you can see that there is a clip in there, so that will show you how to actually be able to use these. Let me put this one down and I'll show you another one that was with the kit. Created with the same embellishments that was found in the kit that was the challenge, with some wire coming out and having some details in the front with die cuts, and again in the back having some detail and feathers. I have, this one is mostly by American Crafts, and it has this beautiful feather clip in the back that if you wanted to, you could even remove, and we'll be using this one in the sample that I'll be making today. But then you can take it off and have a little different look in the back, and then in the front, all of the detailing in the front. And this was not with the supplies in the kit. This is just an extra one that I created. I created 3 of these hats in the kit, and one of them was given to the little girl that you can see on the blog post, the Craft Warehouse blog, that she did the photo shoot for me, that you'll see that she's wearing that one. So I have close-up shots of that that you can find in the blog, on the Craft Warehouse blog. Anyway, I want to get started on how to create one of these quickly, and I hope you have a lot of fun learning about it. You can get the supply list on craftwarehouse.com and click on blog. We are using in this project the Pioneer embellishment glue stick. It's extra strong, and also the best glue I found for this is a 3-in-1. For time's sake though, the 3-in-1 takes a while, and so I'm actually going to be using a light heat glue gun to speed things up for the video. But these are the glues I would recommend using for this project. So in the blog post you will find the PDF file or a template, and what you'll want to do is cut those out, whether or not you use chipboard or cardboard or just a regular piece of paper like I did. Go ahead and cut those sizes out, and when you do that, you will want to trace these patterns onto your pattern paper. So the pattern paper that I'm using today is actually a fabric paper from American Crafts. It's like an adhesive backed paper, because we are also using grunge board. I found that chipboard, of course, doesn't bend and mold as much as grunge board. So grunge board, if you've never used it before, it's by Tim Holtz. It comes in a package like this at Craft Warehouse, and you'll just get 1 sheet out of this package. And what you'll need to do, even with the fabric adhesive, you will need to take the adhesive part off, and you will actually be gluing this down. I found that the adhesive's not strong enough for the grunge board as you mold and shape this grunge board. So what you'll do first is you'll take your your pattern, and you'll go ahead and trace it on your pattern paper. Obviously this paper is small, but it's just for the tutorial's sake that we're not going to go ahead and glue our paper and everything. So glue your shapes down, and glue the actual pattern paper to your grunge board here. And so you'll take this adhesive back off, and you'll use your embellishment glue stick, and you'll use it very generously on that, and stick this on. And then you'll go ahead and lay your pieces out and trace them out and cut them out. So I've already done that for you so that we can save time. So I have our shapes here. You'll have a small circle, a large circle, and you'll cut a smaller circle out. You want it smaller than your small circle on the template. So these two shapes. Then you'll have your long band, and I've already went ahead and glued it together. I want to just quickly show you how to do that. You want to take, let's pretend this is has your pattern paper on it already, and you're going to want to take your small circle here, and you want to follow the band all the way around and see where it lands here. It's going to have extra excess on there, so that it gives you enough room to squeeze it. So whatever is excess on there, you'll take your scissors and you'll cut that right off. And then you'll go ahead and take your glue, and you'll find the spot, and that's what's so great about this 3-in-1. It doesn't dry right away, and it gives you a little bit of room, and you'll squeeze that on that band there, and then hold it there, and so it went until it dries. And as it starts to set, re-measure to make sure that that this part doesn't fall through. You'll want to readjust and tighten it so that it sits really nice on top. So like mine is done here. I've got this cylinder already created, and see how this top just lays right on top there. This is going to be the top of the hat, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like when you start putting all the pieces together. So here's the top of the hat, and like I said before, I'm going to be using a hot glue gun just to get things moving and drying fast. And I'll just put the glue along the edge there, and we'll just lay this top small circle on the top here, and you'll clean off the edges of the 3-in-1. It dries really nice and clear, and you won't get any gumpy gooeys that I'm getting right now with this. So we have that. Now you kind of have a rough edge around here, and you can do a few things to that rough edge as we start to decorate it. You can do some ribbon or use stickles, and I'll show you some of those techniques. So if you're thinking, well, that's kind of a rough edge right there, it's not very pretty, but we can find some ways to kind of decorate that up. Now to finish off the assembly of the hat, now you have this small circle here, and you're going to bring glue around the edge of that small circle, just like this, and bring it around like that. Make sure that it has enough, and you're just going to lay your hat right on the glue, just like that. And we already have the assembly done. Now this part's going to be hidden, the seam is going to be hidden completely with decorations and chipboard or tulle. That's going to be the back. So we're going to be working on this front part, and I had mentioned that you can hide some of that rough edge with some stickles if you want to do that. This is a diamond color, so that dries almost clear, like crystallized, and it has a good shine. It's my favorite one. For this hat, we're going to keep with American Crafts and do this ribbon. It's really nice, kind of a velour velvet feeling scallop edge, and we're going to bring this all the way around. I'm going to start at the seam here and just start there, so that way all of the seams are in the back, and because that's all going to be hidden. So we want to try and hide the top, so bring up the scallop to the top of that raw edge that's just kind of a nasty cut. I cut my stuff with scissors because I'm not very good with an X-Acto knife. Maybe you're really talented and you're really good with free cutting with an X-Acto. That's just not has never been my strong suit. So if you want to try and do that with an X-Acto, you might get a cleaner edge and you might not need to hide it at all. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here, and I'm just folding down that edge, making sure that it won't come up again. And so we have that little scallop. This ribbon was part of the kit. It was given to us, a piece of it was given to us in the kit. That was the part of the assignment, so that's why I'm using that today. And then also part of the assignment was to use a zipper. Now this zipper has already been used. This is the fifth time, and I only had one zipper. So it goes a long way if you want to use this for this craft. These are sold in the quilting section, Craft Warehouse. So you just want to measure your zipper all the way around, and this is going to be my band. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at this seam here. Take the scissors and just cut. I don't measure anything, so you can kind of tell as I work how much that might be right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on, starting in the back again, so that you're hiding that seam. And it's either what you can put the zipper any way you'd like. For this one, I'm having the actual zipper part at the top for a little bit of texture. If you don't want the zipper to show as much, you can go ahead and do it at the bottom. I've done some of the other hats have it at the bottom. So bring this down so you can see, just wrapping it around. And it's not that pretty with this hot glue gun, but all that's like going to just be hidden. And you want this to be stable, because if you have an active little girl running around with this, or if you're doing this for a tea party, for a birthday party, or anything like that, you want it to last. So the more glue, the better. That's what I say. So now that we have the basics down here, we're going to go ahead. This is the fun part. I'm using some chipboard from American Crafts Dear Lizzie line. This is the spring one. As you can tell, I've already used a bunch of it for some of the other hats. The one that we got in our kit was by Echo Park, and that's just spent because I used so many of them for the hats. So for the other hats, so I've decided to use these ones today. And I haven't planned this at all, so you kind of see a little bit of how I work, and I just kind of, work around it, and I just move things around. I'm not like, this isn't pre-planned. I didn't pre-plan any of these. I just kind of went with it. So you kind of see a little bit of how I scrap. I kind of do that. So the other, as you can see in this hat here, this is also the American Crafts as well, and so I've used some of these, and so I'm going to kind of go off of that style a little bit, just start layering these die cuts, and start playing around with how I want to put it together.
You sent me a card from paradise with coconut.